All right, what's going on, Karn?
Hello? I'm coming
Yeah,
through?
surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to do that. I tend to surprise. Let me go hook up my phone for a second because my phone's about to die and I don't want to lose this beautiful face tracking. All right, alrighty. So Karn, introduce yourself. I know you're not a VTuber necessarily, but could you introduce yourself to everybody?
Just give me a second. My sound has gone incredibly weird. You know what? Just never mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
because I had my headset on. You're coming in through my speakers weirdly, but it's fine. Let
Interesting.
me let me set
Oh
myself
yeah,
push
I
to
think it's
talk.
because yeah, you have to mute the stream.
No, the stream is muted.
Oh, huh.
I've been listening through my headphones the whole time.
Oh,
Let me just go push to talk so you're not picking up on my mic too much.
yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, so are you good now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, I'm Karn, relatively new streamer on Twitch. Been at it about getting close to 3.5 months now.
Yeah, close to 3.5 months, you said?
Uh, it's about 3.5 months. It would be tomorrow.
Yeah, so what do you stream? What do you stream?
Mostly, I am digging through all the games in my backlog to see how many I can actually beat.
Oh, okay. So you're kind of just like going through your backlog and streaming those games?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Are you mostly like focused on gameplay content, you'd say?
yeah, game streamer.
Cool, cool, cool. What are you streaming currently?
Currently, I'm in somewhere near the back end of the Outer Worlds and plan to very soon, tomorrow, actually start up SteamWorld Heist.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Outer Worlds? Because I haven't beat the game yet, but I had a pretty good time playing it in my experience with it so far.
Well, it's been a lot of fun. I'm very close to endgame. There's only one or two areas left, and I've kind of sidetracked onto finally tackling the DLC before I go there.
Uh. Okay. Okay. Now, so you said you started streaming about like 3 months ago. You said?
Yeah,
Yeah, 3 months. That's cool. Yeah. When you started your stream, could you kind of tell me like did you have any goals in mind in particular or were you just kind of approaching it as like a hobby sort of thing?
I was actually kind of being pushed by family to go into this. It's like, come on, you can try to make money off this, and it's like, yeah, dare I tell them how much of a long shot that is?
Wait, really? So
Yeah,
so like they just kind of like told you like, "Hey, give this a try. It could make you money."
yeah. These are the same people who are once like, could you be a game coach? And I had to calmly explain how one, Fortnite is a passing fad, so no, and two, I
Yeah.
don't even like Fortnite.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. So it's been sort of like an activity that they give you to do as like a way to make money. And I
And
know
I've
and I
been
know you said like do you
been
have like
considering it all. Wait, you first.
yeah, so like so like I'm just kind of I'm kind of confused and I was wondering if you could maybe paint a picture. I'm just wondering because like usually most parents would kind of just suggest that like you just like go get a job or something. Like what made them direct you towards streaming? Was it anything in particular?
I've been considering it on and off for a while.
Okay.
The big thing that was kind of keeping me away is every time I start thinking maybe I should stream, something crazy would happen. It's like, and now Twitch is on fire. Okay, maybe we wait a bit.
Yeah. So it's like so it's not like all just your parents telling you to do this. It's also like a little bit of you just like thinking like, "Oh, maybe I should take the leap. Maybe I shouldn't."
Yeah,
Okay, okay. I mean, I'm glad you're taking the leap and you're trying, you know? I mean, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, um, what so like you didn't have like particularly any goals in mind starting out because of that?
to a point, I'd like to hit affiliate, though it's for reasons beyond simply because that's where the money is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just to kind of have it, like to have that affiliate status. Like I sort of get that too cuz I was kind of like that as well. I was like I'm probably not going to make like money off of it, but I'd love to have that affiliate status. And plus also like I love the channel points feature, and the points features on slobs is not very good. It's a little buggy.
Yeah, for me, affiliate's the point where I can look and go, oh my god, this stupid idea worked.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you stream, like, what's your streaming schedule like?
Uh, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, obviously not tonight because I'm
Uh,
here, from about 8 to about 11.
okay. So you do a solid like 3 hour stream. That's pretty cool. And you do
Yeah.
that 3 nights a week. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's a good consistent schedule. So, I mean, how do you feel about streaming so far? Has it been fun for you? Do you like is what parts of it do you enjoy?
Well, it's been fun. And what goals I have are kind of working out. The other thing I was putting into it's like, because I was kind of being pushed into it because I could make money. And my thoughts are,
Uh-huh.
yeah, that's too long a shot to take realistically. But I don't know. Maybe if I do well enough, I can spin this for resume fodder or something.
Yeah.
Amusingly, that's already kind of paid out. When people ask me to tell a bit about myself, being able to introduce myself as Kharne, content creator, has been useful.
Yeah. Okay, so it's been like sort of a way for you to generate some experience doing something.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean in many ways streaming can be a very good marketable skill. Like cuz there's a lot you learn like there are some streamers that say that nothing nothing useful comes out of streaming outside of streaming, but I think that couldn't be any further from the truth cuz when you're doing streaming, so you're learning about video, you're learning about video editing, you're learning about, how to run, like live content, learning how to do improv, learning how to, make graphics and stuff like that. So I mean, in many ways, Twitter is a really good resume fodder because those are all skills you can list off. And with VTubing, that goes even further, you know? Um, and when it comes to that, like I think we already discussed this, but have you made any plans to make a VTuber or debut or do anything like that, or are you not sure what your brand is yet?
It's one of those things where right now I am most assuredly not a VTuber. I'm
Huh?
open to it in the future, but there's a lot of considerations. That's a lot of resource to plunk down for something where it's like, I'm 3 months, I don't even have much of an audience as a streamer yet. So it's like plunking down several hundred on top of that to we don't know what's going to happen when I'm not in a position where just plunking down a few hundred is something I can up and do.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, if the cost is a problem, have you thought about like DIYing a model, or is that just like
The hard thing is, and this is one of the things I find tricky is streaming, is I don't have much in the way of the kind of wowie zowie skills that would really let me hook people. Like I can't sing, I can't really do art. Um, I've considered a few things. Like once I fit, there was a time where I started tinkering with like an art program. It's like, hey, I could do some really lo-fi pixel art, and I had a Canic. I was like, but then I'm pigeonholed into playing retro games, and I don't want to do that.
yeah, yeah, because you don't want to like corner yourself into a niche.
Yeah, it's like that would have worked, but no. I will note with I I'd say I'm a variety streamer, but I'm the type where variety means no, literally, I don't just play the flavor of the month. I could play a whole variety of stuff.
Yeah. So like I mean I know you seem to be a bit focused on like things that you're not good at. Is there anything that you feel you are good at? Is there any like skill or like passion that you've thought about incorporating alongside your gaming content?
I lean a bit towards the analytical, which it's
Hmm.
kind of nice because I do play story-based games and I can occasionally make note of things.
Yeah.
Like I did a playthrough of Control, and near the end, I was paying enough attention that I was. You ever play Control?
I've heard about it a lot. I
Because
have not played it though.
a big part of that is you find a lot of text documents and the like throughout the game. A lot of it is redacted. So there's a lot of
Huh.
stuff that's blanked out. But and because I'm observational enough, I'm able to do this. If you pay enough attention, the further into the game you go, the more likely you will be able to figure out what those redacted bits are.
Yeah. So like basically you're very good on like the analytical side of things, like analyzing a game. Like you really like the idea of breaking down a game in its pieces and sort of extrapolating on it.
Yeah.
Am I hitting the right mark there?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean that's honestly that's something that's pretty cool. And I think that's something like I think in many ways I think that content's way better suited for YouTube than Twitch. Like you can still stream on Twitch, but I think like content like that, like if you made a YouTube video breaking down Control as a game, like that's something people search up, you know? So like that's something that would actually get a lot of attention. And you seem to be someone who is very analytical, and I see like I see what you talk about, and I know you're relatively active. Like you have a very good mind and you're very good at analyzing things. And I think having that kind of ability can get you pretty far on the YouTube space. Have you considered that?
I've considered it. The hard thing is a lot of the stuff I'm doing is very, very on the fly. Especially
Uh-huh.
since I'm digging through my backlog, which means a lot of games I've only played a bit of them, and past a certain point, I am going completely blind.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like you want to be as researched as possible before going into something like that. Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I mean, have you thought about like playing through a game first, then doing that? So like maybe you play through the game on the stream and then like you do like an analytical bit after the game. You could even do it on stream and then cut that into a highlight clip and then upload it onto YouTube. Because that
I've
that would be
considered
really
it.
cool.
Annoyingly, there was one that would have made a good clip. It was when I beat Control and I talked a bit about the ending, where I noticed like there wasn't really a boss fight. And I realized how, oh, right, the second DLC must have existed to a part to give a bit more of a final boss. And then it got muted over music.
Yeah, I mean there is that DMCA thing we always got to be careful of. Like I always get scared of that myself. Like I gotta always make sure to play the stream friendly music. Was it
Yeah.
was it music you were playing over the game, or was that music
No,
in
it
the
was
game
the
itself?
game's own credits music.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's always the worst. That's always the worst. Yeah, like
It actually threw me off because there was a part with some music earlier where I specifically spoke up just for a moment to note, I'm probably going to get the MCA strike for this, but it's so worth it.
yeah, I mean like for stuff like that, what kind of platform are you using, like Streamlabs OBS?
Just base OBS.
Okay, yeah, base OBS. I think it works the same on there. Basically, like for stuff like when you arrive at a scene where like you know it's the MCA music, just like tab out of the game for a second and just click on the mute button on the speaker. So that way you can mute the speaker and you can still talk, and then like you can do your analytical bit while the DMCA music is playing. Or you can just substitute it with your own music, whatever, you know? Like that would probably be my tip for it. I know it's not the best remedy cuz Twitch is very 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 strict on that right now.
Yeah.
And I think the music industry has been really cracking down on that as of late. So I think they
Yeah.
got a lot
With
of
that one,
pressure.
it's like I had no idea.
Mhm.
It was like a song I'd never heard before and had no reason to stop and think, okay, this might get me in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, and what are your feelings right now about like Twitch as a platform? I know you expressed some opinions earlier in the chat.
Like, I don't have the best hopes for it because I've noted a few times now. It's like they've got us, or at least they think they've got us.
Yeah, they think they do. They
I
think they do.
mean,
Yeah.
you remember the strike on September 1st, and it's a great idea, but I know from Twitch's perspective, it's like we're just going to wait a day, and you're marching right back to the content mines.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's yeah, I mean that's more or less that bit, you know. I think eventually YouTube will have its takeover moment. I don't know if it will take a lot of big streamers to move first before that happens, or
Or
if
maybe
they just
Altair
do.
will take off, but I don't know. I mean, we had
Yeah.
hopes for Mixer, and we saw how that ended.
Yeah. So who knows? Who knows? I mean, I've stated my opinion on it. I think it will, I think it will take over within like 3 to 5 years time. It's gonna be a slow bit because Google and YouTube, they play the long game with their business strategies.
Yeah.
Um, but as far as like how you've been doing so far, do you have any like advice on people who are starting off? Like, is there anything you kind of wish you knew when you started this?
The one thing, like, I kind of went in knowing this because, I've been watching enough streamers and seeing enough mistakes happen that I kind of did my homework before I started.
Okay. Like what kind of
And
mistakes?
like the big thing I've noticed is that people tend to the thing I've noticed that seems to happen, it's like the life cycle for a new streamer is they come in, they have big plans, they think, oh, I'm going to get big and famous. And then I sit back and watch as they have an epic meltdown on Twitter because it's been a month or so and they're not super big and famous yet.
Yeah. So it's more or less like tapering your expectations and being realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean in many ways I think that's true. So like in my mind, I think like I believe anybody can have a career as a content creator. It just might not be in the way that you anticipate. And also it it's at least like uh, having a career in content creation is at least a 5 to 10 year long journey. Like if you look at all the career streamers like that are doing it full time, they've been doing it for at least 5 to 10 years. 5 to 10 years, it's around the mark. They usually go full time. So it's like you can't, yeah, like there are some people who take off, sure, and it absolutely happens. Some people just get lucky, or some people hit a trend at the right time, or found a niche that was unfilled, and make a bold move. But yeah, it's you got to set a realistic expectation. You got to know like, hey, when you're doing content creation, you got to plan out like 5 to 10 years ahead if you want to do it full time, cuz that's realistically what might happen, That might be how long it would take.
Interesting you should mention that because I've watched enough streamers and every once in a while they will lift the curtain a bit on how things are back there.
Uh-huh.
One streamer, interestingly, this guy is, I'm not sure I want to name drop him, but he's a big name. We're
Yeah.
talking like Twitch Hall of Fame big.
Yeah.
Mentioned it took him 2 years to get going, and that was from doing like a daily streaming challenge.
Okay.
And that's one of the big boys. Took him 2 years.
Yeah. So like, yeah, he did like a streaming challenge, which I mean, challenges do get a lot of views. Like they do. Like if you do like some sort of challenge, whether it be like, I mean, even like the fatty ones, like for example, the Bean Boozled challenge I did in my charity stream, like people do like stuff like that, or like the hot chip challenge or something like that. Like, is it stuff like that, or is it like stuff with games mostly, like a game challenge, or maybe a bit of both?
I think it was basically like stream. It was basically a stream every day thing.
Oh wow! So he
And
streamed every day
this would have
for
been
like
a few
2
years
years.
ago before things got really super crowded. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's one thing I found with taking advice is, as weird as it sounds, you don't necessarily want to trust the veterans because their stuff is going to be a few years out of date.
Yeah. I mean, I in some ways that makes sense because yeah, I mean, it is an industry that changes in climate every like 1 or 2 years, and the same can be said about literally any online business or online trade. It's constantly changing. It's metamorphizing. Like it's like I was talking with Sapphire earlier in the stream. Like you know, it's very realistic that everyone's going to move to YouTube within the next 3 to 5 years. It's super realistic. And the YouTube game is going to be 1000 times percent different than Twitch. So like in many ways you're right.
I'll admit 3 to 5 years, slightly annoying for me because I'm here now and it's like, okay, so as I start to gain traction, I have to change platforms.
Yeah, I mean it can happen. I mean it's like yeah, I mean that it happens. It happens. Like I think about it too, but my advice would be to just think about that YouTube content idea and build an audience
Yeah.
on YouTube. Like, if you want to think about it long term, like, do that now, and you'll be very set for when that happens. But that would be my piece. Like, really think about that. Because I was on to something when I suggested that. Because I've seen what you do. You know, I've looked at your stuff. You know,
Yeah.
like I think that's a strength you need to hone in on and lean on more.
I think the plan right now is like I could certainly do stuff, but first I need to build up some clip footage and like, which means that's going to take a while because the games I go after can be relatively long.
Yeah. Have you
Like
thought
I'm
about?
playing the Outer Worlds and I'm close to my next stream would have been like if I streamed tonight it would have been 1 month of playing that game.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever thought about like streaming like shorter games, like shorter game campaigns,
I
stuff like that?
actually have planned for that. The way my schedule works is I have a main game right now. That's the Outer Worlds. I play it Tuesdays and Thursdays. Fridays I use for experimenting or playing what I call B games. They're usually shorter ones where going once a week isn't so big a deal,
Uh-huh.
or stuff that I'm not sure I could stream a full playthrough or not. So let's do it on Friday and test.
Yeah.
The idea being if I'm fine with that. If a Friday stream goes completely south on me, it's like, well, that's what it was for.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's cool. That's cool. But yeah, do you have any other thoughts or pieces of advice to leave out before we end this?
Not that I can readily think of.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, and thank you so much for coming on and sharing your content and your thoughts on everything. Like you definitely have a very thoughtful and intellectual mind, and I'm really looking
Thank
forward
you.
to seeing what you put out. And again, really think about doing those YouTube videos because I think that will really be what propels you.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
All right. So
All right.
I'll catch you around, Kharne. Thank you
All
so
right.
much for hopping in.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Yep. All right. See ya.
See ya.
All right. Cool. So that was Kharne, guys. I'm gonna go link his Twitter once more. Just to you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna link his Twitch, but I'm also gonna link his YouTube. You guys, I'm gonna hold him accountable. Follow his subscribe to his YouTube. Subscribe to his YouTube. I really want him to think about that. I really want him to think about that YouTube content. I want him to think about it. I think that would do him so good. Like what do you think, guys? Like it totally would.